Oh my God, are you kidding me? Okay.
Yes, my
All
child?
right. Let's try this.
Gitomer Certified Advisor Mitch Taylor. We are at episode 36, and along with my co-host.
Certified personality trainer Vickie Musni.
It's your cue. It's your cue.
What?
Your cue.
I said it. Oh my goodness.
Thank you for joining us for episode 36 today. And it has been an absolute whirlwind for Vickie and I over the last couple of weeks. You want to?
It's crazy.
Yeah, we had the Sales for Event Pros event in Albany, New York. Well, actually, Saratoga Springs.
Where we recorded the last episode.
Yep, recorded the last episode there, and that went
right before the event started.
Yeah, that went really well. I think that went really well. Albany was a blast.
It was a good event. Yeah, it was.
Everyone had fun. I think everyone got a lot of takeaways. It's funny, I think, being that we, travel and now we're writing together a new book. We'll kind of blow that surprise out of the water here a little bit, I guess.
You might have mentioned that before, maybe.
Yeah. But being that, we're collaborating a little more, I think it's awesome for us to see this. We've seen it before, too, that the seminars, it's good. It's good refresher content, and you get a nugget or two out of it that you can implement. But it was amazing.
You mean when we're watching each other's seminars that we've seen before?
Well, that too.
Sorry.
But the reality is that the seminars really, even at any convention, or most conventions anyway, they really just kind of scratch the surface to what's available for you. And then when we got into workshop in Albany, or in Saratoga Springs, excuse me, I was, amazed at the different comments and the level that the attendees took it to. With your workshop in particular, the great different little exercises and ways
that was your first time actually being in one of my workshops, so
yes.
You had never really seen that part, whereas even though I hadn't participated in a full workshop, I've been in and out, and I've helped you record some, so I've been an observer in yours,
yes.
But yeah, it was the first time for us to actually participate.
Yeah,
as an attendee.
Yeah,
and it was fun.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a great workshop, and you get a lot out of it. And we only had 3 hours, for your workshop anyway.
It kind of helped because I felt like the 2-hour seminar the night before, because I knew that everybody that was there Monday night at the seminar, or everybody in the workshop had been at the seminar, not the other way around.
Yeah.
But it felt like that was like almost 2 hours of introduction. And then I could, really focus on the 3 hours in more detail. But honestly, and you were saying this before, seminars do just truly scratch the surface. And I've noticed that the more workshops I teach, the more frustrated I get when I have to do anything less than an hour. And anything less than 3 or 4 hours just isn't long enough anymore.
Well,
I mean, they're still fun, and you still like it, and you can still, but it just feels like there's so much left unsaid.
I'm going to broach this here. We haven't fully talked about it, but...
Oh boy, I love it when we're recording.
Yeah, she loves when I throw curveballs at her. But something you made mention of in our conversation in the past, I think really hit home. Why can't there be a conglomeration, if you will? Why can't there be a mix of a seminar and a workshop? Why can't you take...
Did I tell you about the summit that I was at on Tuesday?
What summit?
I went to an event called the Sierra Sales Summit. It was put on by our local association, PSN, that I took you to when you were here in May. And they had 4 speakers, and they were 90-minute sessions. I think one of them was a little bit longer than that, but everything was at least 90 minutes. So it was this really unique blend of what you and I would consider a seminar mixed with a workshop. It was, a good variety of speaking to the audience and then breaking us up into things to discuss at our tables, activities that we would do with a partner, things that we would reflect on, a quiz that we would take in our notebook. And it was this really cool kind of a mix. Whereas I think we've been trained in our industry, this is a seminar, this is a workshop, this is how they're defined.
Yes. And
it was kind of fun to be at a hybrid.
Well, and that's what I was alluding to, is that conversation you had with me about the Sales Summit, because frankly, I think that in today's society of AD squirrel, you need to have that kind of connection with your audience as a speaker. And if you don't have that kind of connection with your audience as a speaker, then you're going to lose them. And it's no different in the event world, by the way. If you're a DJ or a master of ceremonies or an event planner even watching this podcast, first of all, thank you for watching this podcast.
Thank you.
And secondly, you need to command your audience. You need to move your audience with emotion throughout the night, throughout the event. And one way to do that is to ensure you've got play, ensure you've got attention, ensure you've got command of the room. And when you can throw a curveball, make them, not realize exactly what you're doing, then that's going to help you.
Well, and I talk about this when I'm doing coaching with other speakers and the people I mentor through Toastmasters and things like that. And it totally applies to the people in the MC world. You have to assume that you're going to have all the personality types in your audience.
Yeah.
And I design my seminars a specific way on purpose, because I know that I have to speak differently to the different people that are in my audience.
Yeah.
Certain things I say, certain slides that I present, certain stories that I tell are going to resonate differently with different people. And I've gotten the feedback forms back after a workshop, and to be looking at two of them side by side, the most helpful part to me was this, and next to it, that was the least helpful to me, and the answers are switched. Well, guess what? They're opposite personalities. And so when I did the workshop this last week in Saratoga Springs, knowing that everybody in that particular audience was from the DJ world, I would stop and say, why do you think I did this way?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then people go, oh yeah, you did it because it was speaking to this personality type. Oh, you did it for this reason. And if they didn't realize, I'd spell it out for them. But it does. It applies when you're emceeing, when you're planning. You have to assume whenever you're in front of a group of people, even if it's just bride, groom, mom, dad, maid of honor, you're probably going to have at least 3 out of the 4 personality types represented.
Absolutely.
And you have to be able to kind of flip back and forth to what you emphasize and how you communicate, how you connect.
So understanding the personalities is key. We've talked about that before with Vickie's book. If you don't have Vickie's book, I encourage you to pick up Vickie's book. I'm actually flying Vickie in to present to our staff here at Tailored Weddings to help them better understand the personalities they interact with, both for internal guests here at Tailored Weddings to work with and help out on the team here, and also their external guests. So it's going to be very interesting to have Vickie here and teach our staff.
That was official. I guess it's recorded now, so that's really happening.
Yeah, it's really happening. It's really happening. But we encourage you, we implore you to reach out and figure out the connection with your audience. And the other big thing I think I want to say here too, if you're watching this podcast and you're an event professional, a DJ, whatever, realize something that Vickie did. Realize something that I do. And that is step outside of your industry to get training. Vickie was just at the Sales Summit, the Professional Saleswoman of Nevada, right? Nevada?
Yes.
which when you first said PSN to me, I thought that was a completely different acronym. But
Professional Saleswoman of Nevada.
Yes, that's exactly what I thought.
Focus. Mm-hmm.
But the reality is that we both step outside of our comfort zone and get training outside of our industry and realize that you can draw inspiration from pretty much anywhere outside of your industry. Even this podcast.
Do we have time to talk about Toastmasters? Because I went to that conference on Saturday and connected with somebody else totally outside of my industry, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, I went because I was in a contest and I lost. I don't really want to talk about that part. I know. Shut up. I felt like a little kid. I was like, yeah, I didn't get a trophy. I drove 4 hours each way to an event, to a contest, and didn't even come home with a trophy.
Okay, but you got to give yourself some slack. Okay, you had literally just come off of 3 speaking engagements, all on the East Coast, all in a separate time zone, and then delayed flight, and finally land in Reno. And what, 6-8 hours later, you got to get up and drive 4 hours away?
It was 10 hours later. Well, between when I landed and when I left, but yeah, I wasn't at my best. But I knew it. And honestly, okay, we're on the contest topic. I knew when I delivered my speech that it wasn't a winning speech.
Right.
And I did get some really great feedback. I know I had some good points in what I said, but I could tell for myself I wasn't on.
Yeah.
And I actually texted my husband halfway through the contest. I just heard the winning speech. And she was the one that went home with the biggest trophy.
Yeah.
So I know my stuff. I got to hear 7 other fantastic competitors present in the Toastmasters contest, which was great. And that was a learning experience. But then they had Tim Gard there, who was the keynote speaker at the breakfast that I missed because I got home too late and was driving home. He was phenomenal. And again, totally outside of my industry in terms of the wedding stuff, but he's part of the National Speakers Association that I joined this summer, and just an incredible presenter, and just watching the way he connected with the audience. And then again, it was unique because he was speaking to communicators. He got to actually unpack for us some of the why he did what he did. So we got to watch him as he told his stories. He says, did you notice this part? Do you know why I use this prop? What do you think I could have done differently? Why do you think I do this? And I walked up to his table in the back and said to the gal, okay, if I only buy one thing, what should I get? And I walked away with his 3-pack of DVDs. So
Tim is a really funny guy.
But I walked away inspired.
He's a really funny guy. Myself, Randy Bartlett, Jamie Bodie, Jeremy Breck, I forget who else. But we all stayed after Mobile Beat last year to go to the Lady and the Champ Speakings Conference.
Yes, I missed that one, but he was there.
He was there. And he was... Okay, number one, anyone watching this podcast, you know that I keep it real, okay? I'm not going to blow sunshine. The reality is, out of all the speakers there, the professional speakers there, at Lady and the Champs, Tim was one of probably 2, maybe 3, that I was like, I can relate to this guy. I got some content out of this guy. So I'm not saying it was a A+ conference, because frankly it wasn't.
No, that one.
Tim was good. I was very happy with Tim's presentation. Darren LaCroix, I thought, did exceptionally well as well. I enjoyed him, and there was one other gentleman too. I forget his name right now, but. The reality is, again, you need to look into different areas, figure out where you can grow and expand, seek out other trainings in other industries that can help you as a performer. In this case, Vickie's reaching outside to Professional Saleswoman of Nevada, PSN, and going to Toastmasters, and myself with Gitomer and things like that. See what you can do to get outside of your comfort zone, stretch and grow as much as you can as a performer.
Even if you don't get a trophy.
Even if you don't get it, that's okay. You know what?
It was a great day.
We will take you out to dinner on the Wedding and Event Professionals cruise next week.
Okay. Sounds good.
Well, all the meals are paid for, but...
I was going to let you try to make me feel better, but whatever. I have my certificate of participation.
There you go. Everyone gets one of those now, don't they? Join us next week. We'll be speaking on we're either going to do a podcast next week from the cruise. We're speaking on the Wedding and Event Professionals cruise next week. We'll either join us or you'll get a podcast from the cruise. There we go. Easy for me to say. Or we will pick up after the cruise and let you know how it went.
Yes. So we do have to do a little bit of work while we're on that cruise.
Are you packed yet?
No. I'm almost done with the laundry.
Oh my goodness. I'm already packed.
I have like 24 hours till I have to leave.
Yeah,
I got time.
I leave in 17 hours.
Oh, see. Yeah. There's still time.
Yeah. Gitomer Certified Advisor Mitch Taylor.
Certified Personality Trainer Vickie Musni.
Please check us out at mitchtaylor.net is my website. VickieMusni.com is Vickie's website. If you're looking for more information about our books, where we're going to speak next, where you can learn more about our products and services available to you to help you out to create better connections. That's what this podcast is all about.
We'll see you soon.
Thanks for watching.